you're absolutely going to be dealing with males that do not want you there or that think that you can't do the job. Absolutely, you're going to battle that. So when I was at the sheriff's department, there were males there that were like, there shouldn't be females here, they shouldn't be working here, this is not a place for females to work, they can't do the job. You just do your job and you do it better than them. I think that they are offering women a whole lot more than when I first started. Trainings, just an opportunity to move up. I can't say that it's easy, because it's not, and it's still not easy. But there's just the things that they're offering now. It's much more than what they offered when we started. We're considered a minority in this field because there's not a lot of women in law enforcement. Still to this day, there's not a lot of women in this field. It's growing, but it's still not enough. Yeah.
We feel like we're on an island sometimes. I think we feel isolated at times, but I think one of the things that's really beneficial for me is finding those mentors, finding those people that are fighting for you, that recognize attributes and positives and even negatives in you too, but are willing to better you, that are huge in your career. I think my father always challenged, I have a younger sister as well, challenged us as female to not be afraid to be strong, to know how to fix things and know how to hunt and know how to shoot guns and fish and do those things that are maybe non-traditional of female, but still balance that with, we can still be feminine and we can still wear dresses and we can still do all those traditional feminine things as women, but also to explore other opportunities. And I think for me, that's sort of how I got into law enforcement, to say, I'm comfortable here, I'm comfortable hunting, and I'm comfortable fishing, and I'm comfortable being in a male-dominated field, that for me, it didn't feel as intimidating when I entered law enforcement because I had already challenged some of those stigmas. Don't be afraid to be yourself, right? Don't be afraid to be feminine and to be quirky and to say, I don't know that answer, and to maybe not have all the answers. So don't be afraid to do that. Don't feel like you have to put on this persona to be, again, a big macho, and sort of take on the role of a man. We can do the job as a female. We don't have to be a man to do this job.
People are surprised when you say, I'm a civil engineer, or, you're wearing work boots every day. If I have to go out into the field and meet a contractor for the first time only, really, because you just feel like they're thinking, what is this girl? Who is this? And what does she know? But it's nothing that they said or did, and it's probably just in my own head, but I feel like something that historically or societally, that's how we're kind of taught. So it's like an unconscious bias, I would say, that I'm thinking they're thinking something about me when they might not be. So it's that initial introduction that, I feel like, what are they thinking? The expectation on me is the same as we have another engineer in this office who's a male. And, same expectations. There's no differences. If he has field work, I have field work. Just the way it is, and I think we're trying to get out of that male-female kind of role, and I think it's happening, as we speak. Men or workers, if they're swearing and then, oh, sorry, they see you and then, oh, sorry, and you don't really want that, because I don't anyway. You just don't want to be made to feel different, or, they're accommodating you in some way, but so you just say, it's fine, don't worry about me, just a confidence I feel like you need to put out there to say, I'm comfortable here, I can do this, and I'm fine and comfortable with you guys and what you're talking about. It's certainly not 50-50, but there's always been women in some of the higher roles that I thought, oh, that's great. You know, it was someone to look up to. So I think they were there. I think it's getting to be more, which is great. So we're going in the right direction, I think.
Well, I got into shipyard chic right away, you know, dressed for success. At the beginning, I had a bit of a honeymoon period because people just didn't know what to make of me and were trying to help the little lady along, right? You know, I think I came in at kind of a low point and stuck it out. You know, if anybody had asked me would I be here for as long as I was, if you had asked the people who hired me if they thought that's what would happen, I don't think anybody thought that would happen. The first time I ever docked a boat was the first time I, shall we say, was the captain of the boat. Nobody ever let me dock the boat as, you know, kind of a trainee coming up through those ranks, right? Nobody gave me a shot at it. So by the time they look around the room and say, somebody didn't show up, wait a minute, don't you have a license? Yeah, I've got a license. Well, you take the boat. I had never docked so much as an Old Town canoe because nobody had really given me that opportunity. So I don't think anybody, so I think of that as probably oriented to being a female. Now, the customers may have given me a run for my money, but I figured that's what I'm getting paid for. When you didn't feel like your own team was pulling for you, that was a very different feeling. And when you say, how did I manage it? I mean, there were times I came up here and just cried, you know, and just like gathered myself and went out. There were times I said, I can't deal with this today, maybe tomorrow. Ordinary people do this work and other work. So to be intimidated by somebody else's expectation that there's a greater envelope, you know, the envelope's the same.
You might fail, you're gonna fail. We all fail, right? But that's gonna happen, and that's just bumps in the roads, and you learn from that too. So that's all.
We're moving forward. We definitely are moving forward. There's so many people that are stepping up, that are pushing females in law enforcement to really, because we do a good job. We really do.
There is no questioning what women can do.